I'm beginning to voice at 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Now it's important when you're interpreting for deaf Latinos that you know some background information. Such as eye contact. Eye contact in general is important in deaf culture, and it's also extremely important in the Latino culture. In this culture, it is considered rude and disrespectful if your eyes wander while you're talking to someone. They think it's offensive that you're not listening to them, so it's really important that you maintain eye contact. This is very important. On the other hand, you want to make sure that you're not maintaining uncomfortable eye contact. The client may look at you and say, do you have a problem with me? What's going on? Is there a problem here? Why are you looking at me like that? So you really just want to keep normal eye contact. Facial expression is so important during any interpreting assignment. You don't want to be overly friendly or overly serious. If you interpret really serious and stern-faced, then the client may think, what's up with that facial expression? Why are they acting like that? But it's even worse if you have a overly friendly expression on your face with a wide smile and really vacant expression. The client may think, well, they're not taking this very seriously. This is my life we're talking about here. So it's very important to find that balance. You have to find that for yourself. What's the balance between overly friendly and overly serious? ASL in general has many gestures involved in the language to begin with. And some gestures are more important and prevalent than others. Now in the Latino culture, if you want to call someone, in American culture it's normal to crook your forefinger and say come here, but in the Latino culture, in many South American cultures as a whole, that is considered very offensive. You do not want to do that. To them it means, why are you doing that to me? Am I in trouble? Because you're ordering them to come here. Has a very negative, stern connotation behind it. So instead of that, it's better to use this gesture. That makes the Latino person more comfortable. You're not ordering them. You're just simply saying, I'd like you to come here. I want to talk to you for a second. And it's also very important when you welcome someone, you use this gesture. If you want to welcome someone to come sit, this gesture is good to use as well. Now, as far as voicing goes, if the deaf person tends to use their own voice, you can take this advice or leave it. But in general, you should be careful with your voice intonation and during an assignment. You have to be very careful. For example, suppose you have a hearing client that comes into the conversation or comes into the assignment, and suppose this hearing person uses a very soft voice, doesn't really speak very loud, it's very soft. As an interpreter, you naturally want to match the voice of the hearing client, so you start to sound like this, kind of lipid, not very strong arms. A deaf Latino will look at this and think, what? Are they serious right now? This is an assignment that's very important to me. Why aren't you being a real interpreter? I almost think you're being hypocritical. Now, naturally, the other way around, voicing for the client, for a deaf client, you want to match their signs. If they have a very, just like in a hearing client, if they have a soft voice, you use soft signs. You don't want to do that. You want to match the speaker, yes, but you also want to be careful when it comes to cultural backgrounds, of the cultural background of the client. Now the Latino culture, just like the deaf culture, they're very touchy-feely, very open. When they meet someone new, they will always come up and hug. Just like the deaf culture, they'll hug, they'll maybe kiss on the cheek. Yeah, they'll do that. They're very comfortable with each other. So the South American culture and the deaf culture is the same. Now American culture, when you meet someone, you tend to just shake hands. It's not really considered acceptable to hug someone. But South American culture, Latino culture, you hug, you may kiss on the cheek. Now, depending on the area, Latinos may also be touchy-feely as far as their hands, like touch on your arm, touch on your shoulder. It just makes them feel more connected with what's going on. Especially the deaf Latinos, they feel more connected that way. So as an interpreter, you may get, some touches on your shoulder and whatnot. It's just important to know this, that's appropriate, that's just the culture. Now, it's also important with titles that deaf Latinos use.